Hey, second graders. Thank you for joining me for another day of skills. So as you guys know, my name is Miss Catrone, and I'm going to be doing Skills Unit 4 with you guys. So today we are on Unit 4, Lesson 3. We're going to do a lot of great things together today. We're going to learn new sounds. We're going to go over some plural and some common nouns. We're going to read a great story together. I'm so excited. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you. As you guys know, we always start with some learning targets or learning goals for the day. Goals are so helpful because they let us know where we're going and it gives us something that we're working towards. So our first one today, our first learning target says I can make singular nouns into plural nouns. So you guys remember singular is one noun, one, and plural is more than one. That could be two, that could be 55, anything more than one. Alrighty, learning goal number 2. I can read words with the new spelling for the I sound. So today we're going to learn a brand new spelling for that I sound. Number 3, I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story Brooklyn. All right, so those are our goals for today. Let's get headed on to meeting those goals. Okay, so today we are going to review both singular and plural nouns. Like I said before, singular is one and plural is anything more than one. That can be 2, that could be 4, that could be 8,942. Anything that's more than one can be plural. So singular S is just one, plural is more than one. All right, so I can have a match, right? A match is I'm going to strike it to create a fire. Now, if I just have one match, my singular, just match, one match, but two, I want you guys to either say it out loud or you can write it down. What do you think? One match, but two, give you guys some think time. Matches. So I can have a whole box of matches. All right, I have one girl. Girl is singular because there's just one. So one girl, but two. Good job, girls, yeah. So again, you can say it out loud or you can write it down. Anything that's gonna help you practice at home. Okay, 3. I have one boy, there he is. One boy, but two, boys, good job. If I have 2 or more, they are boys. All right, next one. I have one fox, but two foxes. Good job. Great job if you said foxes. Now, I want you guys to notice that in foxes, it got an ES. That's how I made that word plural. All right, next one, dish. One dish, but two. Say it out loud or write it down. What do you guys think? Dishes. Awesome job. It's dishes. Next one. I have one tree, but two. What are you guys thinking? Trees. Awesome job. You guys are doing so good at making these singular nouns into plural nouns. All right. I have one box, but two boxes. Great job with the boxes. All right, I have one pencil, but two pencils. That one just gets an S at the end, and now I have more than one. One paper, but two. Let me hear you, write it down. Papers, awesome. One book, but two books. Awesome job. Okay, you guys did an incredible job changing those singular nouns, or it's just one, into plural nouns, which is more than one. I'm really proud of your hard work today. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be learning a new sound or a new spelling for a sound that we already know. So here we have the Y sound, okay? We know that in this case, Y says the Y sound. I see it in words like yes, yell, yarn, yum, yelp, and yesterday. So in all of these words, Y says a Y sound. Now, do you guys notice anything about where we see the Y in these words? Do we see the Y in the beginning, towards the middle, or at the end? What do you guys notice if you're looking at all of these words? Yeah, me too. I see the Y at the beginning of the word. So I can remember that when I see Y at the beginning of the word, I'm gonna get that Y sound, like yes, yell, and yarn. Anytime I see Y at the beginning, it's the Y sound. Now, the letter Y occurs at the beginning of the word or syllable, like we just said, it's gonna give me that Y sound. But today we're gonna learn a new sound that goes with that letter Y. So we see the Y and we're gonna have a new sound, and that sound is I. Can you guys say I? Good job. So when you see the letter Y in the middle of a word, it usually represents the I sound, not the Y sound like we know as a consonant, but that vowel sound, I. So here I have Y at the beginning and I have Y, yes, but right here where it's in the middle, it becomes I. And this word is myth, myth, myth. Now I know that we have learned a lot about myths when we did our Greek mythology unit for listening and learning. So that's that I sound for myth. Can you guys think of any words that have the I sound in them? I'm gonna write these words down in the next one. All right, so the first one I think of when I hear that I sound, I think of igloo. So I'm gonna put igloo here. Now igloo is gonna have that I sound spelled with an I. Now I also think of the word that we were just talking about, that word myth. Myth. It's gonna go under the Y because that Y is giving me that I sound. Over here, I'm gonna think of the word, a word with an I sound. Fish, fish. So if I think of the word fish, ish, it's the I that's making that I sound. Now, what about the word, synonym? We know that the word synonym means the same. In that one, it goes under the Y making the I sound. Synonym. Now give me another word that has my I sound. Ooh, what about the word brick? Brick. The building across the street from mine is made of bricks. So that made me think of brick. That's gonna be brick. Okay, so I can see that they all have that same I sound. Trick, gym, igloo, myth, fish, synonym, and brick. They all have the I sound, even if they have different ways of making that sound. All right. So here we have, oopsies, let me clear that out so it's not gonna follow us. Alrighty. So here, the next one we have a different chart. So I have the word fish, children, with, thin, and did. All of these have my I sound with the I. Now in the next column, it's that same I sound, but it's spelled with the Y. Myth, gym, system, and symbol. All of these are examples of how I can get that I sound with the Y. Remember, I always or usually see these in the middle of the word. See, there's my Y in the middle. When I see Y towards the middle, it's when it's gonna have that I sound. All right. So here we have a vowel card. And so we have a vowel card for the letter Y when it says the I sound, like in myth. I'm gonna say it. myth, you're going to say it. Myth. Good job. Okay, now we have it again in the word synonym. I see it. I see that Y letter making the I sound twice. N-O-N-M. Synonym. The Y's are not at the beginning of the word. They're more towards the middle and the end, which gives them that I sound. All right, I also see it in the word antonym. Antonym means opposite. So the opposite or the antonym of dark is light. Antonym, and I have that I sound. Next, I have oxygen. Humans need oxygen to breathe. Symbol. The swoosh is a symbol for the brand Nike. Symbol. All right. So here we have our 2 vowel code cards, and wondering which one has the larger power bar. Is it when it's spelled with the Y for the I sound or the I for the I sound? Which one has the larger power bar? Yeah, right? When it has the I, the power bar is so much longer. That means I'm going to see the I sound spelled with I most of the time, almost all of the time. See how close it is for almost all the time? That I sound is usually spelled by I, but once in a while it's spelled by Y, like in the words we've been practicing. Myth, gym, symbol, antonym, synonym, all of those. System is spelled with a Y. Alrighty. So we've met 2 of our learning goals already. We already practiced our plural and singular nouns and how to take a singular noun and make it a plural noun. And we've practiced a new spelling for my I sound, when the Y makes the I sound. Okay, yesterday we got to start reading a great story. And we had a couple characters in our story. We had Kim and Kurt. Now, Kim is home from college and she's looking for a summer job. She needs to make some cash. She's going to save some of her money, and some of it she's going to use to buy a bike and to get some clothing. Now, her brother Kurt is only 7, but he wants to get a job too. So Kim says that he can come when she goes on her journey to find a job. Now, if you guys remember where they live, they live in New York City, and they live in a borough called Brooklyn. So if I see this word Brooklyn, right here I see where my Y is making my I sound. Brooklyn. I. We hear that I sound made by the Y. Brooklyn. Okay, so like I said, Kim is home from college and is anxious to look for a summer job. Today, Kurt will go with Kim as she starts off her search for a job. Okay, so in a minute, we're going to turn on my screen and I'm going to show you the table of contents. And we're going to find the story Brooklyn. We're going to look at how to find what page it begins on. Okay, so we talked about how Kim and Kurt live in a part of New York City called Brooklyn. I see Brooklyn right here. That's where they live, in Brooklyn. Now, we just learned this new spelling about how Y can sometimes say the I sound. We're going to see that throughout our reader. So let's go over some of that before we begin. Here I have Brooklyn. Brooklyn. This is a name. I know that this is a specific person because it begins with a capital letter. It's a proper noun. This is a person named Lynn. This is another proper noun. I see because the S is capitalized, which lets me know it's a specific or a proper noun. This is a name, Cheryl. And lastly, we have gym. This kind of gym is a place that you would go to maybe work out. Okay, so it's really helpful when we're reading, so to go over some tricky words, so that when we're reading, we can read fluently. That means we're not going to stop to sound out words because we know our tricky words. Let's go over them now. All right, here I have people. Your turn. I want to hear you. Good job. People. Walk. Your turn. Good job. Grown up. Now I can take this word. Sometimes I like to cover up half of it. So I see grown, I know that word. So I'm going to chunky monkey it. That's my reading strategy. I'm going to chunky monkey it. So I'm going to cover up the last part. I've grown up, grown up. All right. So now we're going to go over some vocabulary. Now, when you're reading, you can learn some new words and things that they mean. That helps your vocabulary and all the words that you know keep growing. It's awesome. All right, so here I have a part-time job. Part-time job is not when you're going to work all of the time, a full day for a whole week. That just means that you're either going to work a shorter amount of time or less days. That's a part-time job. Okay, so today as we're reading, I want you to be listening and reading along with me to find out whether Kim succeeds in finding a job today. And if she doesn't succeed, what makes her change her plans? All right, we're going to switch over to our other screen so we can start reading this story together. Now, as I am reading, let me see. As I'm reading, I want you guys to be following along with me. Your pointer finger is going to be awesome to help you follow along with the words that I'm reading. Okay, just one more minute, guys. Thank you for being so patient with me. There we go. Okay, so as we are reading together, I want you to use your pointer finger and you're going to follow along with the words that I'm reading. You guys can read along with me too. That's going to help your reading get better and better. All right. If I remember, the first thing we were asked to do is we're going to go to the table of contents. So here I see that labeled table of contents for the job hunt. Now today we're going to be reading the story, Brooklyn. If you guys see these dots, it follows along and they'll tell us what page Brooklyn's on. So I see that Brooklyn is on page 14. So I'm going to scroll down, but if you had a reader in front of you, you would be flipping the pages. It just looks different on my screen. All right, here we are, Brooklyn. One more reminder before we begin. We're listening to find out whether Kim is successful in finding a job. And if she's not successful, what causes her to change her plan? Okay, here we go. Kim took Kurt by the hand, and the two of them set off so that Kim could look for a job. It was a summer morning in Brooklyn. There were lots of cars on the streets. There were people walking here and there. A man was sweeping the street outside his shop. Kim and Kurt walked until they got to Prospect Park. Kurt looked into the park as they went past. He saw people playing frisbee. He saw people on bikes. He saw a man playing fetch with his dog. He saw soccer players on their way to a game. He saw runners on their way to the gym. I see that word, gym. We've been learning that word. It's a word that has my I sound, where it's spelled with Y, gym. Do you guys remember that when someone's actually saying something, it'll be in quotation marks? I see those here. Can we stop and play? Asked Kurt. No, Kim said. I have to get a job. Kurt slumped a bit to let Kim see that he was sad, but he kept walking. Kim, he said after a bit, will having a job make you a grown-up? What do you guys think? Oh, I'm going to look at my picture clues. So we see a lot going on in Prospect Park. I see people playing. I see a man with a bike. I see a man with a dog. Lots going on at this park. Well, sort of, said Kim. I'm in college. I think that makes me part kid and part grown-up. Will you still have time to play with me? Yes, Kim said, rubbing Kurt's arm. We will have lots of time to play. I'll get a part-time job, one that is not too hard. Remember, we've been learning about a part-time job. That means she's not going to work all the time, just part of the time. That way, I will not be too tired when I get home. Then we can play. You should get a job at the Bronx Zoo, Kurt said. Then you can play with snakes and tigers. Kim said, I don't think so. I don't like snakes. But we can visit the zoo later this summer. After I get a job, I will have cash to do fun things like that. Just then, Kim saw two old pals waving at her. Lynn! Ooh, there's another one with my it sound. Lynn, she yelled. Cheryl, what's up? I see both of those words have my Y making an it sound. Lynn and Cheryl crossed the street. Hi, Kim, said Lynn. Are you home from college for the summer? Yes, said Kim. It's good to be back here in Brooklyn. Kim slapped hands with her pals. Then she said, You two have met Kurt, haven't you? Sometimes it's helpful to read something back if it doesn't make sense. All right, let's jump back to our story. Lynn and Cheryl nodded. Lynn stooped down to look at Kurt and said, Hi, big man. Would you like to come with us? We're going over to Drummer's Cove to see the drummers. Drummer's Cove, Kurt said. Can we go, Kim? Can we? All right, so if I look at my picture clue, I see all the friends, Cheryl, Lynn, Kim, and Kurt. And they're all talking about going to Drummer's Cove. He sounds very excited to go. Kim hesitated. She needed to get started on her job hunt, but she wanted Kurt to have fun too. Like how she's showing kindness. She's not just thinking about herself, she's thinking about Kurt too. If she dragged him off without seeing the drummers, there was a chance he would get mad and fuss all day. That would not be much fun. Okay, she said at last, but just for a bit. I need to get started with my job hunt. Okay, so does Kurt get to go to Drummer's Cove? Sounds like just for a bit though. Ooh, and that is where our story ends for today. Okay, so as you guys were listening, I asked you to listen and find out whether Kim succeeds in finding a job today. So is she successful? Does she find a job today? Nope, not yet. So it says, and if not, what makes her change her plans? What made her change her plans? You guys remember? She's taking Kurt to Drummer's Cove. Good job. Okay, we're gonna go over some questions. Remember, our third learning target for today was to be able to ask and answer questions about that story. All right, where is Brooklyn? Where is Brooklyn? It's in New York City. Good job. Good job, guys. New York City. All right, 2. What are some things Kurt sees as they walk by Prospect Park? What are some things that Kurt sees as they walk by Prospect Park? I think this is a great chance for us to go back in the story and remember some of the things, because we saw a lot. Let's see. So I can tell by my picture clues that this is the page they're on when they're at Prospect Park. Okay. Kurt looked into the park as they went past. He saw people playing Frisbee. That was one thing he saw. He saw people on bikes. Another thing, he saw a man playing fetch with his dog. 3 things. He saw soccer players on their way to a game. And he saw runners on their way to the gym. All right, so I just went back in this story because I couldn't remember all the things that Kurt saw. And good readers will go back if they forget something. So we see all the things that Kurt saw. He saw a man playing Frisbee, playing fetch with his dog. We saw people on bikes. We saw people getting ready for a soccer game, and runners getting ready for the gym. So those are all the things Kurt saw in Prospect Park. Sounds like it was a busy day. All right, number 3. Who are Lynn and Cheryl, and where are they going? Who are Lynn and Cheryl, and where are they going? Think about it. Lynn and Cheryl are Kim's friends, and they're going to Drummers Cove. That's how Kurt gets the idea to go with them. All right, number 4. Does Kim agree to go to Drummers Cove? Why or why not? Does she say yes, they can go? She does, but just for a little bit, because then she has to go job hunting. She doesn't want Kurt to moan and be grumpy all day. So they're gonna go to Drummers Cove just for a little bit. All right, number 5. What do you think Kim, Kurt, Lynn, and Cheryl will see in Drummers Cove? What do you think Kim, Kurt, Lynn, and Cheryl will see in Drummers Cove? Does the name give you any clue? I think they're gonna see people playing drums, probably. Alrighty guys, so that's gonna be the end of our video for today. But remember, at the end of this video, you guys have to go and do a Google form. That's gonna be a good way for you to practice all the skills that we've learned today. Oh, but quickly, before we do that, I'm jumping ahead. We have to check in on our learning goals. Did we meet our goals for today? Let's see. I'm gonna slide all the way back through. Let's see if we can check any of our learning goals off. Okay, there we are. So I can make singular nouns into plural nouns. Did we do that today? Did we make singular nouns into plural nouns? Let's see. Yes, we did. Check. We made girl into girls, boy into boys, tree into trees, box into boxes. We had a lot of practice with that. Check. I can read words with a new spelling for the I sound. Did we do that? Yeah, we did. We read words like gym and myth and system and symbol and antonym. All of those had my new spelling for the I sound. Do you remember what letter gave me that I sound today? That Y. Good job. All right, check. All right, lastly, I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story Brooklyn. You guys definitely just did that. Check. All righty, second graders. It was great doing skills with you today. I am so excited about all that you're learning. Again, don't forget to go do your Google form. That's going to be great practice for you guys. All right, see you next time. Bye.